Right, we've come to Sutton Hoo. I'm going to go in there. I've come with Julie and Tony from Gallivanting Galantis. Brought the car, but notice there is space for camper vans as well here, so that's good. Quite a nice big car park. Fairly empty at the moment. Sorry, Pops, I'm coming. Yeah, it says more parking and camper vans this way. Good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just down the road, isn't it? 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too far to... Well, you could probably cycle here, really, couldn't you?
Yeah.
At a pinch. Right, there's the exhibition hall over there, which dogs are not allowed in, but we'll take it in turns to go around there. It's a mock-up of the ship sculpture, which is the actual size of the ship they found. And there's a map here. It's an Anglo-Saxon royal burial ground. On a ridge overlooking the River Deben are the traces of once magnificent Anglo-Saxon cemetery. The powerful aristocracy of East Anglia buried their dead in great mounds during the 6th and 7th century. One of the most important archaeological sites in Europe. Yeah. So the actual burial mound is over there then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and we're sort of here, aren't we, somewhere?
I think so.
Yeah. And there's the house.
That's where she said to go to, but it doesn't open till 10:30.
Doesn't half... Yeah, that's right. And there are...
Well, it's got past 10. So,
oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So we're not too far off then. Yeah, there are all signs here as well. So Royal Burial Ground, Valley Walk, Pinewood Walk, River View Walk. Come here just for the walks. And this is going to Tranmer House. Which, if I remember from the film, that's where they used to live, wasn't it?
That's right.
They were doing the dig. Because a lady owned it in the film, wasn't there? Owned
Yes.
the house, and an archaeologist had asked permission to do a bit of digging in the ground.
That's right, yeah.
Because they were suspected something in the burial mound, didn't they?
That's it.
An unusual looking carving. Julie thinks it might be the prow of the ship. Yeah, could be, couldn't it? Got the carvings on there. Assume it's a reproduction, but...
Yeah, it wouldn't be an original, would it?
No. No.
Because it'd be, how many 100 years old?
Don't know yet.
No, perhaps it is.
Here's the house.
That's funny, 'cause I've got an iPhone, and but Tony's got a Huawei, and that takes better photos than...
Quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's set against the background of the wall, so... The film was interesting. It wasn't actually filmed here, though, was it? Photographic treasure trove here, basically. It's taken by Mercy Lack and Barbara Wagstaff, who were serious amateur photographers. They gave me permission from Charles Phillip and took 400 individual photos of the awe-inspiring 27-metre long fossil of the ship. Just wander around. Oh, beautiful.
I've done bits and pieces of work on
Landscape steeped in puny stories.
Most recently, the sword, which I studied intensively. As part of that, I studied the wear patterns and the repairs and signs of use of the sword itself. And from that, I think I deduced that
the radiogram.
The person who buried it and used the sword may have been left-handed. So that was quite a nice little research project that I did. As a curator,
Swords and shields.
We do lots of different things, but essentially we manage part of the British Museum's collection, and I look after the part of the collection that contains Sutton Hoo. And this ranges from things like arranging conservation, keeping an eye on conditions, assessing loans if other institutions like Sutton Hoo National Trust want to borrow them, making new acquisitions for the collection,
beautiful view
arranging
here.
access for researchers, undertaking my own research, and then I think probably the most famous and high profile part of being a curator is once you've done that research, you can then present it back to the public in the form of new displays and gallery refurbishments and exhibitions and gallery talks and lectures and things like that. So it's really varied, but it's mainly looking after a part of the British Museum's collection.
And photographing a ghost ship, which is basically what was left. project. Original photograph I'm going to see here. Over there. This is Brown and Phillips. Original photograph by Basil Brown. A little 3D model in there.
It's flickering a bit.
Yeah. There's a wedding present to Edith and Frank. Don't lean on me. Yeah, here's the back of the house. We're just going to walk round to the mound, I think, aren't we? Yeah. It's quite surprising to see so many sort of hills here, isn't there?
It is, yeah.
Quite
I
hilly
just think
here.
it's a heath, and
Yeah.
why are all the hills?
There we are, walking in the footsteps of Anglo-Saxons, follow the final journey of the ship from the River Debden to the Royal Burial Ground, about 30 minutes, or there's a shorter walk. Yeah, you'll go to the viewing tower, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's just we can go either way, so we
Okay,
know
yeah,
where to go.
yeah. This is slightly longer, I think. But... Okay. Okay, so this sign says it's trying to imagine the landscape at Anglo-Saxon times. It said to the left is a royal burial ground, and once visible from a great distance, a signpost to the front door of the East Anglian Kingdom. It says, imagine standing here in Anglo-Saxon times 1400 years ago. Cremation is taking place at the Royal Cemetery and fire is burning with great intensity. A tall column of smoke can be seen for miles. In front of you, crowds of people follow the path to the cemetery to pay their respects. Now, on the heathland, don't we, Popsy? Very nice too. There's a bit of a map of the royal burial ground. I mean, I didn't realise there's more than just the burial here, isn't there? There's a great ship burial, cremation burial, bronze bowl of Founder's Mound. Wow, there's a lot more here than you just think. So presumably that over there, you are here, 2, that is the ship burial. Okay. And mound 1, which we can't see, I think. Good grief. It's huge, isn't it? We're heading towards that tower in the distance, because you get a good view all around it. And the sign here is saying that, well, it looks like quite a few of them were probably robbed. Yeah, this was obviously a very important site. Here's the tower. Yeah, I'm going to leave Jenny and Julie behind with Poppy, because I'm sure Poppy wouldn't want to walk on these steps or climb these stairs. It does say assistance dogs only. Opened by the Duke of Gloucester in September 2021. There were 2 ship burials discovered at Sutton Hoo. The great ship burial here was the largest Anglo-Saxon ship found. The 2 found here and the one at River Ald at Snape were the only ones found in England, and that suggests it was a fairly localised tradition. Ships were very important to the Anglo-Saxons, and burying them was probably a way of symbolising transport to the other side. The ships themselves were hauled out of the River Debden, and the mounds would have taken weeks of hard labour to build. It was a statement of power. Beyond the trees is the River Deben, a river that flows into the North Sea and the trade highways into continental Europe. What Basil Brown uncovered in 1939 was a 1,300-year-old treasure trove with in total 263 finds of gold, garnet, silver, bronze, enamel, iron, wood, bone and textile, and of course the fossil remains of the ship. Much had been compressed by the sand and the excavated roof of the burial chamber, but it was the richest grave ever excavated in Europe. King Riedwald of East Anglia ruled for 20 years. He lied in a magnificent ship burial that celebrated his reign. It was an age of upheaval and a new religion was spreading from the south. The king was buried in splendid pagan ceremony, and his queen played a key role in planning an extravagant ritual. It was a public spectacle intended to be remembered for all time. Ship burial was furnished with weapons and royal emblems and equipped the splendid feast with silverware, lavish drinking horns, 3 cauldrons, beer buckets and vessels for food and drink.
That's the drink, is it?
That is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, that's for him to drink out of.
Wow. This is a costume from the Queen's Mound. There's a little game here that they used to play called Never Tattle. A strategy game about the power struggle of kings and kingdoms.
Is that the one we played in Assassin's Creed we can never do?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
it wasn't, was
I don't
it?
think so. But
It was called.
light counts as a defence and the dark counts as an attack.
We didn't really know what we were doing in that game.
No. What we've got here is a lyre bag. So there's a lyre and a bag to go with it. It said that often accompanied with spears and shields, suggesting that the storyteller was a warrior poet. And the beaver skin bag was designed to protect the instrument. That is absolutely beautiful. This is the wise woman. She performed the ancient ritual of the dead to prepare the king for the next world. During my lifetime, I helped many people on this journey. And it's saying here, Jenny just pointed that out, many Anglo-Saxon women had freedom and influence, often equals to their husbands, brothers and sons. A free woman was able to choose a husband and could till her own land and property after marrying, given economic independence. In contrast, women in the later Middle Ages or even the 19th century did not have the same freedoms. You've got various sort of pieces of remains they've found, antlers and combs, and a bronze bowl, bronze hanging bowl. Okay. Yeah. There's some Anglo-Saxon textiles here. Selection of reconstructed textiles. The lady outside the cafe was demonstrating weaving. Very fine, intricate textiles. And also saying that they had slaves here as well. So this lady served her lady many years. Bought me as a trader, as a skilled weaver, a skill demanding a high price. The Queen wore our cloth to the King's funeral. This was a Byzantine item, so a Roman found there. They said they found that hunting scene somewhere in Africa on the side of it. Good grief. Yeah, because a lot of the things they found were telling us about their connections to the world far beyond its shores. Objects from the Eastern Mediterranean, India, Sri Lanka were buried in the soil along with their owners. Oh, that's a Roman gold coin pendant. And the display here is showing where they traded with bitumen from the Persian Empire. sugar. So this is a master craftsman, metal craft, commissioned to make jewellery by some of the noblest families in the kingdom. None were finer than those are crafted for King Riedwald. These are some of the things they used to decorate belts. Look how fine that is. I can't get too close there. Incredible. Look at the bits of gold there. Wow.
I know, fine.
This is the king's purse. Contained 3 coin blanks, 2 bars of gold and 37 coins. Each of the 37 coins from different Frankish mint and date from the early 600s. It tells us about the connections to the rulers of Francia. Modern day France, of course. That's amazing, isn't it? Wow. Soon that's just a sculpture, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. It said when Anglo-Saxon peoples first settled, leaders ruled tribes but not territories. But the 6th and 7th centuries saw kingdoms taking shape, ruled by a king who'd grown out of war, violence and political alliances. Ruling families traced their ancestral lines to gods, giving them a divine right to rule and the right to pass on power through the family. Anglo-Saxon king was a military and religious leader. A politician offered protection to his people but expected support in return. The earliest years of Anglo-Saxon kingdoms were unstable, with several kings fighting to grow their power, and the death of the king was often followed by upheavals. A shield adorned with an eagle and dragon shield was found buried with a king and designed for a warrior ruler, most likely made in Sweden and probably a gift from a Swedish king. I assume these are reconstructions of a Saxon sword and sword belt, and it said that the blade was kept oiled by keeping it in the sword belt because it had an oily felt lining, kept it rust-free, sharp and ready for use. This is a reconstruction of the king's helmet with the shoulder clasps either side. The 2 curved pieces joined by a pin are made of solid gold with inlaid garnets and millefiori glass. If you look closely at these intricate clasps, each end are 2 crossed boars, while the other animals are entwined around the edges.
So can you see the boar's heads?
On the side, does it say? Can't really get around there. But yeah, very intricate. Wow.
Amazing they could do things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Of course, I would
agree.
have had
I have to say, I don't
glasses. I
agree
would
with
have
it.
had
If you've got a
crystals.
good,
Yeah, big crystals, like a crystal ball to help me see. And I use modern needles and we use modern plastic cards for the tablet reading. But we do know that
Some mobility scooters here for hire.
And
Yeah,
yeah, I know, that's what I was trying to...
yeah. Yeah. I think you push it from the behind, don't you? Yeah, you can do that for me then.
It is nice. We walked along the river that other side.
Yeah, we think this is Woodbridge here. Yeah, I bought that a little while ago. didn't I?
Poppy!
Yeah, there we go. Spot the dragon. Through the
There you are.
fields.
Well, you could do that.